see that part, but I saw them working on it.
So what was wrong? Was it sewage?
No, Judge, it's not sewage.
Well, that's good.
It was not.
But how high was the water? And you know, they supposedly just fixed that. Ooh, ankle high. So there was not a single man to pick you guys up and carry you across.
Or to throw their kids across the line.
There was instructions there, but yeah.
Oh my gosh. I feel sorry for you guys. That has happened before, and I've seen ladies take their shoes off.
I not know
Just a bare feet. I feel like that's worse than the shoes.
Okay, I'm not gonna mention who it was, but one of my friends, when we were brand new attorneys, it was super hot, but her shoes were killing her feet. So she took off her shoes and was trying to make it across the pavement. She's like, this pavement is too hot. And so I had to go get her car and bring it back. But so people know when dogs are walking across the hot pavement, it's too hot. Yes, you shouldn't be walking across the pavement. All right, everyone, we're going to call the docket at 9. So just give me a moment. All right, everyone, I'm going to call the docket. And just so everyone knows, we're recessing exactly at 12. LaShawn, I always say that, but today I 100% mean it. So if your attorney is not here, you probably should pick up the phone and call them. Otherwise, you're going to be coming back in the afternoon. William Harper is in custody. Jose Ruiz, custody. Nieves Carrillo, custody. Reginald Green. Reginald Green. Roberto Andrade, custody. Jimmy Miles, custody. Jose Barrera.
Stand up when she calls you, please.
Damian Fernandez. Joseph Montemoreno, he's in by Zoom. And he's on. Christopher Trevino. Christopher Trevino. And Deputy Mejia, everybody who's not here need to go in the box. Shalise Nitz. Shalise Nitz. She needs to go in the box. Leonardo Carlos. Crystal Moreno.
Guys, stand up, ma'am. When they call you, stand up. When the judge addresses you, please stand up.
Leonardo Carlos. Thank you. Your name is just on the docket twice. Esther. How you pronounce the last name? Esther Diaz. Esther Diaz. David Olvera. Sergio Serta. Thank you. Roberto Andrade, custody. Michael Martinez. Jose Ruiz, custody. Brooke Slade, custody. Joseph Montemoreno, he's by Zoom. Richard Alvarez, custody. Renee Rodriguez, custody. Sherry Cooper, custody. Jacob Borrego. Jacob Borrego. Marcus Hernandez, 11. All right, thank you. Blanco Thomas, thank you. Vincent Moore. Renee Dela Cruz is in custody. Josiah Williams. Anybody who came in late? All right, could I see the file on Reginald Green, please? Is he in custody or on bond?
On bond.
All right, Christopher Trevino, custody or on bond?
It's on bond.
All right, could I see Trevino, please? And could I see Shalise Nitz? Thank you. And could I see Esther Diaz, Michael Martinez. All right, Deputy Mejia, if you can make the announcements outside for Esther Diaz, Michael Martinez, Shalice Snitz, Christopher Trevino, and Reginald Green. All right, could I see a prosecutor, please? Donna, we're going to go on the record. All right, thank you. Court is going to call 2023 CR 10024, State of Texas versus Reginald Tyrone Green, State.
Your Honor, Hank Wilkins for the state.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. The defendant is not present in the courtroom. Deputy Mejia, did you make an announcement outside?
Yes.
All right, and what was the response? All right, is this a PR bond?
I'm checking that, Judge. No, ma'am.
All right, State.
Your Honor, state is asking for a bond forfeiture.
That will be granted. He'll be remanded without bond. If he makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Judge, he also has a night bank that he is on a PR bond on the night bank.
All right, thank you. Court is calling 2023 CR 9821B, State of Texas versus Michael Martinez for the state.
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
All right. This hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. The defendant is not present. Deputy, did you make an announcement for Michael Martinez?
Yes, please.
All right, state.
Your Honor, state is asking for a bond forfeiture.
All right, Ms. Ferguson.
Yes, he's on a commercial bond.
All right, that will be granted. The defendant will be remanded without bond. If he makes an appearance, the court will reconsider. Esther Diaz. All right, court is calling 2023 CR 8835, State of Texas versus Esther Diaz. This hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. The defendant is not present. Deputy, did you make an announcement outside?
Yes, Judge.
State.
Your Honor, Hank Wilkins for the state. State is asking for a bond forfeiture.
That will be granted. If she makes an appearance, the court will reconsider. Did you make an announcement for Shalice Snitz?
Yes, sir.
All right, you need to be in the box. Christopher Trevino. Court is calling 2023 CR 4277, State of Texas versus Christopher Trevino. All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. The defendant has not appeared. Deputy Mejia, did you make an announcement for Christopher Trevino?
Yes, Judge.
All right, state.
Your Honor, Hank Wilkins for the state. State is requesting a bond forfeiture.
That'll be granted. If the defendant makes an appearance, the court will reconsider. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
And state, Mr. Simmons is on Zoom with Joseph Montemoreno. So I don't know if y'all wanted to call him. His case is on the recall.
What's the attorney's name for Monte Moreno?
It's Bill Simmons. He's listed on the docket as William Simmons.
Oh, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Yeah, ordinance file. Get a living. That I know. Yeah, and he doesn't take it down.
And Jenny, what's your client's name?
Rodolfo Aceves.
All right, I don't have that file. Oh, he's supposed to be here because they're supposed to give me an update on his mental health. Yes, okay. So could you,
I have a. How you doing this morning, Judge?
oh, I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
Doing fine, thank you. I have a stick of 1165, 367.
Thank you.
Oh, Johnny,
Yes, ma'am.
does your client need a interpreter or no?
No, ma'am.
Yes, no. It's just for family members, I believe. Thank you. And we probably need that prosecutor down who's on it.
Yeah. No, not that.
Okay, then I don't.
Okay.
Mr. Simmons?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry, I'm not sure if you called the case or not.
No, the prosecutor is gonna be calling you.
Okay, are they gonna call me on the phone?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Any information on SID number 1188 regions? Yes, please. Okay, so he's not here yet. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I was, so I haven't done those. I'll do it today or tomorrow if he goes out. He doesn't come the last time. So we have company. But y'all do it. Yeah. Okay. Mark's talking about himself. Yes. Jacob Borrero? Yeah. Did you enjoy it? Yeah. Yeah.
Diana, I'm gonna discover which room you're in. Don't tell me. You make it so easy to find. You put the date and the court number. I watch all the other court reporters are gonna say, is it easy for your judge to find you? And they're gonna start putting all their court numbers in there.
What? And be like,
Yeah, yeah. No, I do know what I'm. Really? What, dementia or something? Oh, is that or your mom?
No, my mom's sharp. My mom's down
Okay.
with all
Okay.
Latinas.
Yeah.
And Hank,
Yes, ma'am.
do you have someone speaking to Mr. Simmons on his case, Joseph Montemarino?
I've got his file now, Judge. I was just gonna look at it and I'll call him.
All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, Judge, did they say that they had called already?
No, they're calling you in a few minutes.
Okay, Judge.
You're welcome.
What family member is another thing?
Yep. Esther Maria. Everyone's on. Some shit.
A lot more times than I started walking.
I'll tell you what I did. Michael Archer.
Uh-huh.
I lost Michael Ortiz, got off of it, gained it all back. And then I just, now I learned just to look it up and change it. If you want to kick start, that works. But just know that once you, I've got to be proactive or to.
No, I.
But it works.
I did 5 miles the other day. I did 3 years. Show up. One of my really bad. So we had a company that makes sure that they will do it on their company.
Stick to that story. That's the story. Keep them on.
He said I was safe, getting a money, which I did, but then he wanted to have to be followed up because he didn't have it. And then he kept calling.
Okay.
So I said it for today, because he brought it out. So I just said, if you can put it back into the original date.
No.
It's on the page and he's not here.
Well, this is the date they asked for. So he has to zoom in or whatever. This is the date they asked for. We gave them the date they wanted.
I'm waiting because of.
If you're, sure. It's a one call. I'll put it on it. I'll just. Order marijuana.
Yeah.
Whatever. The guy. I'm sure. Then he goes. What you get, but. What is that? What is that? Okay, let me. I'll read this at 9 times. Oh.
Yeah.
Just wait. Okay. All right, thank you so much.
I know. That's it, that's the entire thing.
Good morning.
Have some dismissals.
Okay. Are they for this court? Which court are they for?
I don't even know. Oh, I didn't think.
Oh, great. How's everything with you? How are you enjoying? Are you in intake?
Yeah, I am. I'm staying on that. Basic class.
Okay. Well, I see these are not to do with family violence.
They're not at all. It's learning all kinds of new stuff. Things, you know, there's things I didn't even know were things. Like, apparently there's a new scheme where people go and will get like
Mhm.
and then they'll just they won't pay for them, they'll take them home. And
Mhm.
record the numbers,
Mhm.
and then they will forward to another seal. And they'll do that all over.
Thank you, brother.
And then they wait for people to
Oh, my gosh.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh, that is so crazy.
Don't ever buy them.
You know what? If people would use their mind for good.
I know, I'm like, you know, that's
Yes,
kind of
ma'am.
neat.
Oh, yes. Who would have thought of that?
Can't trust anything anymore.
David Olvera,
Yes, Your Honor.
where is he?
Right here, Judge. He's
Come
front row.
forward.
In the middle, Judge, for him?
He's in the middle and you're on this side.
Yes, Judge. You're good, brother.
All right. So what's happening with this case?
I've conferred with the state. We've gone over the facts. We're both in agreement to apply for PTD to try and resolve this case. So we're gonna go through that process immediately.
Okay.
And then see what they say.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a reset date for PTD. All right, so we're going to come back on January 18th. You need to make sure you have those forms filled out. Do you understand?
And I'll go through that with him, Judge, make sure it gets done.
All right, thank you.
No, thank you, Your Honor. Maybe excused.
Once he signs the reset form.
Thank you, Judge.
All right,
If I don't see you
thanks.
before, have a Merry Christmas.
All right, Merry
You'll be,
Christmas. You
okay.
too.
You grab a seat, bro. Get the paperwork, I'll bring it to you.
Jimmy Miles.
Judge, that'll be a plea. The defense attorney stepped out, but we're working on paperwork.
All right, so this is going to be a plea.
Thank you. You're right back.
All right, and Johnny, on your case, who's the prosecutor? Oh, she's been emailed. She'll be right here. Yes. Oh, Norma said she's emailed her, so she'll be right down.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Have a good one.
Exactly. All right, Shalice Schnitz. Hello. All right, Ms. Schnitz, is there a reason you were late for court?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I was here in the building, but I was looking on the first floor and then I came up to the second and then to the third. And then I got confused because it said county court. So then I was afraid I was in the wrong building. And so as I was headed to the other building, I see my attorney, Shannon, and he says, "What are you doing? It's back there on the fourth floor." And I came up here immediately and sat down. I
Okay.
am so sorry.
No, I understand,
I
but I don't
apologize.
understand why you didn't know where the courtroom was located, because you've been here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times.
Yes, ma'am, I understand. I have severe anxiety and I get very nervous on these days. And I apologize. It's part of my anxiety.
All right, you cannot be late for court again. Do you understand?
Yeah, yes, ma'am, of course.
Okay, all right, you can remove the cuffs. Yes,
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, we're also ready on our other matters.
okay, just give me a moment.
Sure.
Yes.
All right, so the warrant will be recalled. That's not gonna happen again, you understand?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. ma'am.
I can understand being late, people being late because maybe there's traffic. Or either when I come in and I see a long line, I give people some leeway, but when I came in this morning, there wasn't a long line, so there's no excuse for being late.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize. again.
All right, so where are we on the blood discovery and outstanding discovery? Is there any more outstanding discovery?
Your Honor, that was our motion to retest the blood. We found a lab to retest the blood.
Mhm.
The circumstances, we need to find out where the sample is. Right now, the documentation that we have, we can obviously see the result that the quality labs has. But we don't know if they sent the sample back to BCSO or if quality labs retained
All right,
it.
so y'all need to find that out today.
And then, just to give a more complete, the lab that we've found that can retest the blood, would require 30 days, once they receive it.
Now, before we even get to that point, you all, before you approach me, need to find out where the sample is and if the sample is even in existence. So that's gonna be done today. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll come back then.
Yes, I mean, after you all find out where it is.
Your Honor, would you also reconsider the motion to prohibit the YouTube broadcast?
No.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Jacob Borrego.
Good
Hi,
morning,
come
Your
down.
Judge, I understand he was late.
Mhm.
I'm starting up back in a jury trial in one of the district courts here in Bear County. I can't remember, Judge Pettis. And I think he was late. I've not had a chance to confer, so if the judge needs to address him, then
Why are you late?
We were on the highway. I mean, we're coming. I got up like at 8:40, and I had to get the kids up and put their clothes on and for them to come drop me off.
Why do you think you can leave your house at 8:40 and get
Okay,
here on time?
I got up late, man. That's why I got up late.
Yeah, so your children late for school as well?
No, they don't go to school.
Well, what are you getting them ready for?
No, but so we like to put on their jackets because they had to come and drop me off.
All right, there's no excuse for your tardiness. Where are your sober meetings?
I had give it. She had my. He got my paper. The little paper I had. No. I had give it. To you.
Oh, Mahia, don't get him in trouble,
No,
saying that his girlfriend or his wife has
I
it.
did go. I got the paper.
If she's not here and there's another girl, don't get him in trouble.
But I did go. I already got my just for today thing.
No, you need a,
Yeah, a paper. I had it with my phone when he put me in handcuffs. I
okay,
had it with my phone.
all right, we're gonna see if it's here.
I got that. And then I made a appointment with Lifetime, and I go on the second. She said if you need a confirmation, you should call her. Yeah,
Let me see it.
Now, does that have documentation on it, or that's just showing that, hey,
No, it's, the guys, like, what I'm supposed to. For the A and on it.
well, these are people you to call, but this doesn't show that you
Yeah,
actually went to sober meeting.
I forgot to get the paper from them, but I mean, I did go though, I did.
If you drug tested today, what are the results gonna be?
I mean, I'm positive, 'cause I used, Sunday, that was my last use Sunday.
All right, so we need to take this motion to revoke up now, because otherwise he's gonna end up
And I got,
perhaps overdosing.
and then I got an appointment on the second with, Lifetime.
All right, so is he gonna plead true, or what are we doing?
I don't know, Judge. I have not had a chance to confirm. with
Yeah,
him,
we haven't.
So
All right,
I've got about 11 minutes.
all right,
before I-
State. Can you confer with him on Mr. Jacob Borrego on the motion to revoke? It appears that he needs help with his drug addiction.
Yes, sir. You just want to keep him in custody, Judge? I'm
Yes.
gonna go finish my trial.
Sure.
And then I'll come back.
Sergio Serta. Hello. Oh, no, he comes forward.
Oh, just for a reset, Judge?
Yes.
Okay.
Do a judge's warrant.
He's Spanish only.
Oh, we need an interpreter here.
Okay.
Norma, on this one, can you call up an interpreter? And is he a citizen?
Let's see.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So Norma, call an interpreter to come up on this one, and then we'll take it up.
Just for a reset.
Mhm.
Okay.
Diana, I think Carolina is here for printing. Maybe so. Oh, sure, because she just texted me. Norma, I'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, Norma, what is the case for Joseph Acevedo? All right, Richard Alvarez. All right. Hello, your attorney. Yes, it's Joseph Acevedo.
Oh, okay.
And let me see what is going on with this. Just one second. All right, Mr. Acevedo,
Yes, Your Honor.
on this case, your client was supposed to be sent to SATA probation on Mr. Alvarez.
Yes, Judge.
He's supposed to be sent to SATA. Was he ever sent to SATA?
One second, Judge.
Sure.
It needed status in 2021, Judge.
All right. So are we here on a motion to revoke? What are we here for?
So yeah, we're sorry. Okay, this was a motion to revoke, Judge, that was signed April 5th of 2022. However, there were there were violations of illegal and controlled substances, failure to reports. And then he did not comply with the rules and regulations of SATA aftercare program. However, his term ended May 29th of 2022. That's when he expired, Judge.
Okay. So, Mr. Acevedo?
Yes,
Your
Your Honor.
client is in custody. Your client was late for court. Do you want to handle this motion to revoke?
Your Honor, I'd like to request if this matter, well, let me back up first. I think on Thursday, we were in Judge Najaro's court and he set a bond at 15,000 with full GPS as a condition. Inadvertently, the bond was posted, but the GPS paperwork had not been received by the sheriffs. He was finally released on the bond, I believe, yesterday evening at 9:30. This case was originally set for January, I think 12th or somewhere in that area. And then it was bumped up, and I was advising your coordinator that I'm out with the notice on file, and was asking if I could get back the original date of January 11th, 24 to resolve this matter.
All right. It's my understanding from the court coordinator that the reason why this was bumped up is because it was requested.
Okay, well, it may have been requested, but
Requested by the states.
Okay. It was requested by the state. Okay.
okay, but inadvertently, your coordinator did not see I was out. And so I'm just asking if it could go back to January 11th when I'll be there.
All right. And
He's on
state
full house arrest.
And state you requested it to be bumped up. Why?
Because at the time he was being remanded without bond and the bond had not been set and we weren't sure what was gonna happen. So in order to make sure that even if he was gonna be held, that it would get him processed quicker.
Okay.
And so we had moved it up.
Okay. All right. So, Ms. Ferguson, what we're going to do is then we will put you back on, let me see what date. You said it was originally on January?
January 11th.
Just 1 second. My computer is slow. All right. Then we'll bring you back. You don't have any objections, State, to bringing him back on January 11th?
No, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to bring you back on January 11th. You need to make sure you're on time for court. Court is at 9 a.m.
To go report, Your Honor. I'm sorry about that. I got proof. They put me at 9 and it's just.
All right, so
We'll
let me
we'll
explain
make sure it
something
doesn't
to you.
happen again.
Here's the thing. If somebody has put you at appointment somewhere else, you need to come here first, all right?
Your Honor.
And if there's an issue, we will explain it to them. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we're going to come back on January 11th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And between now and then, you had better make sure that when you show up on January 11th, that you're clean and sober. You understand?
I am clean, so.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Borrego, we'll recall on Amares, we'll recall the warrant and he's to come back on January 11th at 9 a.m. if you'll give him a reset form. All right, thank you, Mr. Acevedo.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is the interpreter here yet?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ah, yes, if you'll come forward, please. All right, what is your client's name?
Sergio Rodriguez Serda, CERDA.
Mr. Serta, you need to come forward. Can I see the file on Serta? And counsel, you're on this side. And could I see someone from the state? It's criminal trial division, driving while intoxicated. All right, Mr. Serta, are you a citizen?
I'm a resident in Español.
All right, are you all going to take care of the immigration issues?
Like consult with an immigration lawyer?
Yes.
Judge, that's one of the things we have to accomplish in this matter.
Okay. All right, where are we on discovery?
Judge, it's a first setting. We're here on behalf of Roland Gutierrez, who's the attorney of record. I don't think we've downloaded all the discovery yet from the portal. Couldn't answer whether it's complete or not. We have immigration issues. We're also working on mitigation issues.
All right. And was this a blood test? Do we know?
From memory, Judge, blood test.
All right.
Yes, it is.
So are you going to do the standing order or no? For discovery?
I can.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, on this case, can I have a 1-month reset? That will be your discovery date. The standing order needs to be filed before then.
I'll take 18th.
All right, we're going to come back on January 18th at 9 a.m. Once you sign the reset form, you are excused. You're welcome. Thank you. Hi, June. Oh, thank you. All right, how's it going? Yes, we're getting closer to everybody doing their thing. All right, and
Bye-bye, thank you.
all right, you're welcome. Vincent Moore, who's here on Vincent Moore? All right. Have you talked to conferred with the state on this?
Well, he's actually set for the formal court hearing next Monday. I think there was a BRAC reading that you had expressed an interest. If we could delay till next Monday or maybe.
No,
begin
we need
working
to
out.
address this now. If you want to talk to the state about this,
We'll do that.
okay, just have a seat. They're going to speak, your attorney's going to confer with the state.
Great, thank you.
And whenever you all are ready on Aceves, I know I'm mispronouncing. I'm putting the accent in the wrong place. I am? Okay, thanks. Well, as soon as the prosecutor comes down, we'll take it up.
I talked to him. He has not, he is from the community center. The community. So he never did. So he's no longer.
Alright.
So Lauren's supposed to make her way down, because she'll come to discuss the bond. Lauren's not. Well, he never even went, so they're not considered. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, yes. Yes. See that violation. I'm sorry, Vincent Moore? Oh. Sorry about that. No problem. You're welcome.
Governor Manfred?
Yes.
You sent in.
Mhm. Okay.
I already spoke to
Yeah.
Mr. Brown, and he at the time.
All right, you're welcome. You too. Have a good one. Leonardo Carlos.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning.
And Judge, Mr. Carlos also has a note that we set this morning with Mr. Sharman.
Yes.
So we're just here to announce on the injury case.
All right. So where is Mr. Sharman?
I just texted him out to see where he was at. He's not here yet, though.
Okay. All right. This is scheduled for jury trial.
Yes, sir.
So Ms. Ferguson, on this case, how long you are expecting the jury trial?
I think this is probably a 2-day trial.
That sounds about right.
All right. I'll need an acknowledgement of discovery done before you leave. And Ms. Ferguson, I needed, well, if there's an updated one, I have one that's in the file. I don't know if anything has been
I
added.
don't think anything's changed, Judge.
Okay.
Probably good to keep that one.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date. This is 3 days, injury to the elderly. And that's on 2023 CR 6643.
And I will tell you, Norma, there's a companion misdemeanor case that's already been set for January the 24th. I don't know if that date works for this court as well, but if we could have them all set on the same day, that. Yes, ma'am.
No,
No, okay.
that's a Wednesday.
It is.
Hmm?
January 24th. It's in
It's a
County Court 15,
misdemeanor court.
misdemeanor.
I'm sorry? Yes. All right, your jury trial date is February 13th on that case.
Thank you, Judge. We'll keep it here.
All right.
And, I don't believe I have any other business for the court. Maybe excused.
Yes. Norma, give him a reset for February 13th. And your DWI case, that's going to be set for jury trial on February 13th as well.
Okay. Does Mr. Carlos need to wait for Mr. Sharman?
He probably should.
Well, I mean, he won't need to approach or anything.
Yes, no, he will not need to approach.
So it's up to you if you want to wait and talk to them.
All right, criminal trial division on the DWI case. Have you all turned over the Coban? Oh, here's Mr. Sharma right here, right now.
Perfect timing, George.
All right. Do you have all the discovery on this case? Do you have all of the discovery on this case? Mr. Sharman?
I'm checking on it right now.
All right. Jury trial is going to be set on February 13th, so you all need to make sure you have all your discovery.
On February 13th?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, remember both of those cases are set for trial February 13th.
Yes, ma'am.
Montemarino? Yes, for jury trial, both cases. All right, so what is happening on this case?
We've conferred, Your Honor, and we've extended an offer to defense and
Thank you.
I don't, are we here for plea deadline, Judge?
Let me tell you. Yes, we are.
Okay, so we've extended offer to defense, and at this time, they don't want to accept the offer, Judge, so we need another setting.
All right, Mr. Montemayor,
Yes, ma'am.
you've had a previous plea offer tendered by the state. So this case is coming back on December 18th. At that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
After that date, the court will not consider any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plead open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And are you out of state or no?
No, I'm in state.
All right. So you're going to have to be here in court. You understand?
On wait, for on the 18th.
Yes.
Okay, I'll yeah, I just started a new job, so I'll have to see that.
Are
I'll
you
have
at
to
work
with
now?
it. What's that?
Are you at work now?
No, I just took off for this. So they have during the holiday season, they have me working 6 days a week. So
All right.
Well,
See, there is no
December
difference.
18th, it's from
No.
1 in the morning to noon.
Mr. Montemayor, the reason
Yes,
why
yes, ma'am.
I allowed you to appear by Zoom is because I said that you could appear on your lunch break because you had work. It appears that you're not at work. Am I correct?
No, I took off this morning for this.
All right. So you need to be in court on December 18th.
Okay.
All right. And that's your plea deadline date.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you.
And on the and that's on Monday. I believe that's next Monday, Mr. Monterano, but we'll send you out a reminder, okay?
Okay. All right.
But it'll be everything. It'll be the same thing that we discussed, okay?
All right.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Simmons.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
No, those are done. Yes, we need your client, Mr. Delio.
Need anybody.
Yeah, we do.
Ms. Carrillo, we're waiting on competency to come back and.
Well, I want to see how she's doing. Is she downstairs? All right, they're gonna go get her right now.
You're rough.
Oh, no, it's not.
Sure.
Let's not put bad vibes into the day.
Sounds good.
What if this says GDC?
Judge, may I approach briefly?
Sure.
There was a thought that I found in this case on Mr. Leonard, a motion to suppress. Did you receive that?
No.
Okay.
So if you'll ask the clerks in the back, they'll pull it.
Is that something you would carry with the trial
It depends on what is the motion to suppress for.
or the stop, is it an illegal stop?
Oh, we'll carry that with trial.
You carry that?
Yes.
Let me check and see if they got that,
Okay.
because it was in two different courts for some reason.
All right. Thank you. They should be able to pull it.
February what?
13th.
13th, okay. Already on that. Whatever. I don't know. No, it's like, blood discovery. Already had it once.
Just one moment, Norman. Mhm. Okay. Okay. And is he still out sick? Does Mac know he's out sick? All right, you should probably let them know that he's out sick, but I'll recall him. But they need to find out when he's gonna be available because she may need someone other than him. All right, let's put it at the beginning of the new year. Crystal Moreno, if you'll come forward, please. What date? All right, we're going to bring you back on January 4th. Your case has been reassigned to another attorney because your other attorney is ill. Your new attorney is going to be Jaime Aldape.
Okay.
And they'll give you the information on him. But once you sign the reset form, you're excused. All right, thank you. All right. And Mr. DeLeon, and then I'm going to take up you, Mr. Cisneros. Are you ready on your client? All right, what's your client's name? All right, could I see his file, please? And what's her last name again? Carrillo.
That's for Zario.
Judge, are we excused on Leonard Carla?
Yes, once he signs the reset form.
Did he sign that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Hello, Ms. Carrillo.
Hello, Miss.
All right, how are you doing today?
Good.
All right, so we're still trying to make sure the evaluation has been done. Have you talked to a doctor yet?
I've met him twice.
Okay. Do you know which doctor it is?
Dr. Wallace,
Okay,
Joseph Wallace.
all right. And Norma, do you have any idea when they're going to have the results?
30 to 45 days.
All right, we're going to bring you back in the new year. We're going to see if we can speed them up a little bit, okay?
Okay.
All right, do you have any questions about anything?
No, I asked him.
Okay,
Yeah, we're good until the new year, Judge.
all right, Ms. Ferguson, what date?
Judge, I think January.
All right, we're going to come back on January 18th,
Can I
but
ask you a question?
sure.
Do you want me to study any definitions or anything to make it better, the case, my case?
You don't have to if you don't want to. Your attorney will help you with that.
Oh, so I can be competent. I'll make sure I'm competent.
Okay. All right, you can speak with your attorney about that. And then if you have any questions, I'm sure he'll be able to answer those.
Okay.
Or if there's something specifically you want me to answer, I'll do it, all right?
Okay, no, not yet. I'll study some more.
So we're going to put it on January 18th, but I'm going to send an email. If there's no objection, I'll send an email to the doctor to see if perhaps they can get the evaluation done sooner.
If I'm competent, do I go to the state hospital or do I just go get picked up by my mother after?
Now, if you're confident, what will end up happening is your attorney will make the decision on whether or not he agrees with that. If your attorney agrees with the fact that you're competent, then you will come back to this court and then we'll see if they have an agreement with the state or if you want to go to a trial.
Oh, okay.
All right. And I think her mom is here.
Yes,
Yes.
I just found out.
Hi.
Thank
Okay.
you so much, ma'am.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Thank you, Judge. Appreciate it.
Sorry.
And Mr. DeLeon, is the mother the complainant in the case?
She is. I'm gonna have the state talk to her now.
Okay, yes. So maybe something may be done because I don't like to have her just at the jail. All right. Michael, do y'all want to see maybe, because if she is competent, but there's some mental health issues, do y'all want to try to check with the mental health court? Because they may be able to get things moving along faster with the evaluation, the completion of that paperwork.
Sure.
All right.
There's
So,
no objection to that.
all right. So Norma, they're going to see if we can refer her to the mental health court.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we're still going to keep January 18th. And if they are able to get her back sooner, we'll come back sooner. All right, Johnny Cisneros. Yes, thanks. And let them know, but it appears from my conversation with her, she may be competent. So we'll see where we are. Hello, good morning. All right, so we were bringing this case back so I can check on how you're doing. So how's everything going?
Pretty good. My grandmother came this December to visit our family that's here in the United States. And yeah, we're gonna spend until the Christmas Eve and all that.
Okay. Well, Christmas can be very hectic for people, and there's a lot of stressors. So make sure that if you have any stressors or there's anything bothering you, that you talk to someone, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you have a folder, is that folder for me to look at or?
No, it's only information if, just in case.
Okay. All right, Miss Abrams? How's he been doing? Sure.
You haven't had any writing. Sorry, you haven't had any writing.
Okay.
You haven't violated any order or nothing? No.
Okay. All right, we'll address it. Okay. After this case, it's going to be William Harper, and then after William Harper, it's going to be Miss Snitz.
Your Honor, it appears that Mr. Aceves has been doing well on probation. He is reporting as required. He's been tested negative on his UAs, Judge. I don't see that he started his his anger management, but we know why that is. And then his other classes, I'm not quite sure he started those.
All right, because I think first step, we wanted to make sure that there were no mental health issues. If there were, that everything was stabilized. So now that that's stabilized, you can start on the other courses. But my main concern was making sure that all of the mental health issues were addressed.
And I believe he's fine, Your Honor. I've known him since the inception of the case. However, if I may, I'd like for him to get off the GPS and get a job, Your Honor. He's been on Full House GPS since the date of the incident, since the date of the arrest.
All right, so we're going to do that in increments. So if there's no objection, what I'll do is I will have him on partial.
Okay.
And that will be partial for work only.
Your Honor, the recommendation from probation was to lift the house arrest and maintain GPS tracking only, amend for him to obtain a GED and attend talk therapy counseling at the provider of his choosing.
All right, so we'll start with partial to begin with. And then we're going to see how that goes. And what I'll do is I'll have you come back. Oh, this computer is moving so slow. I'm going to have you come back, and I'll have you come back at the beginning of March. So that'll give me a chance to see how you're doing on the GPS for January and February and this month of December. And then in March, if everything is going well, I will lighten it to just tracking only. And then we'll have another date to come back. And then at that time, I'll probably order removal if you're doing well.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so we're just going to do things incrementally so that I can make sure that everything's going well. So whether or not you go to tracking only is 100% dependent upon you. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we're going to recall this back. Norma, can we do this March? We can put it on different days so it's not so jam-packed for probation. Can we do it March 4th, maybe? LaShawn, are you okay with March 4th? Council, are you okay with March?
Yes, Your
4th?
Honor.
Are you okay with March 4th?
Your Honor.
All right, so we're gonna come back on March 4th. And I'm gonna do partial GPS. And the partial GPS will be for employment and any classes that probation has him to attend.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is there anything else you need?
No, ma'am, thank you so much.
All right, continue with the good work, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused.
Yes, sit down, I'll get that for you.
William Harper.
I'm present for him. If,
Oh, counsel, you're on this side.
I'm sorry. Your Honor, I've been speaking with Mr. Harper's mother.
Mhm.
She wants to address the court. She's not happy with I have not had a chance to speak with Mr. Harper because I've been spending my time with his mother. And she's not satisfied with my demeanor and with what the assistant district attorney has offered Mr. Harper, even though he's here on not only an MTR, he has one new family violence felony charge and one misdemeanor
All right, so
family violence charge.
let me explain to everybody where we are. Mr. Harper, how old are you?
25.
I'm sorry?
25 now.
All right, did you graduate from school?
I had 3 months left.
3 months?
Yes, ma'am.
Where and for what? High school?
From my bachelor's.
Oh, for your bachelor's. Okay. So, Mr. Garcia, this is your client. His mom is not your client.
I told.
Yeah. So, mom, you're not his client. So, where are we on this case?
Well, Judge, I have I have an offer from the state that I have not been able to relay to Mr. Harper because I've been busy with the mother. And so, and I've never talked to the parents. And today I made an exception.
Okay. All right. So,
no good deed goes unpunished.
all right.
And so,
Mr. Garcia, this is what we're going to do. We'll have you speak with Mr. Harper. Mr. Harper has graduated from high school. He was close to obtaining his bachelor's, so he'll be able to confer with you.
thank you, Judge. Let
All right, you're
me
welcome.
confer with him.
All right, Shalice Snitz. All right. So the issue is blood, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. So
Let me see if I can find that. So where is the blood located?
A judge is with BCSO was in the receipt from the lab was in the blood discovered we previously tendered to defense.
Okay. So what steps are you taking to get this completed?
So we've found the lab that can do it, Your Honor. They can retest the blood. So they're going to, I suppose, I need to get a contact person over at BCSO to send the FedEx envelope over to them.
All right. Do you have a contact person for them?
No, Judge. We never really play a role here at this point.
All right. So you need to call them today to get a contact information for them to get that done.
And then once that happens, Your Honor, it'll be 30 days.
All right. So I have your motion, but there's no order attached.
There's not an order attached?
No.
I can get you an order.
All right. So besides that, is there any other outstanding discovery?
The one thing I'm checking on, Judge, so I did notice recently when looking through the file that there was a Cellubrite report, and at least that was there. When I tried opening it, it didn't work. I reached out to BCSO to see what was happening there. I just emailed today just because we were here on this case. That could be the only thing that I can think of that's outstanding.
All right. Anything else outstanding?
Not to my knowledge, Your Honor, but I would like to know more. I wasn't aware there was a Cellubrite report that was outstanding.
And Judge, what it says is in Bear Pick, it just says Cellubrite report. When you try and open it, it just doesn't open. So I don't know if it's just wrong case, if this is the right one, if there was a report done, I just don't know.
All right, your last discovery date is going to be in January. After that, this is either going to trial or either it's going to be a plea. Does everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. I'll put this at the end of January for final discovery. And state, have you already tendered an offer?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so this date is going to be your plea deadline date as well.
I can do the 30th.
All right, January 30th. That will be your plea deadline date, and also that will be the final date for discovery. All right, is there anything else?
Your Honor, we would ask that you reconsider the motion to prohibit the YouTube broadcast.
Oh, yes, I've already done that, and now I'm not reconsidering. All right, so January 30th. And counsel, you have an order, is that correct? For me?
For the blood discovery?
Yes.
Okay, can I bring that by this morning?
I'm sorry?
Can I bring that by to you this morning?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't know why. Sometimes the order is just, I don't know if you filed an order with it, but there's no order attached and it just doesn't print out. All right. So once you sign the reset form, you will be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Sorry.
Okay. All right. Who's the mother on William Harper? Come forward. No, Mr. Harper, you can remain seated. Yes. All right, Ms. Harper.
Yes, ma'am.
Here, can you get this to me? I want to explain something to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Take a deep breath.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, calm down. That's okay. All right, just take a deep breath. All right, so this is what I want to explain to
Yes,
you.
ma'am.
And this is just based upon my background, all right? I've been a defense attorney, and I was a defense attorney for a long time.
Yes, ma'am.
I was a prosecutor.
Yes, ma'am.
And sometimes as a defense attorney, you will have a client who has some mental health issues, maybe, right? Or either you have a client who has some intellectual issues, right? So in situations like that, you always want to talk to parents because maybe parents can give you some insight into them, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But then other times you have clients who don't have any of those issues. They're adults. They don't have any issues where, oh, I need to talk to your parents because obviously I'm not able to communicate with you.
Yes,
That's not the issue. Now, this is what I know.
ma'am.
I know that parents, when they have children, their children are always their babies, right? No matter if they're 25, 30, you always still see them as that little boy or that little girl. And you feel like you need to be there, right? To give your input. What I can tell you is attorneys necessarily don't have to talk to parents or family members. And the reason why they don't is because they're adults, right? And they're in adult court. Now, sometimes we get people here who are 18 and parents want to be 100% in it because they're 18. And even though technically they're adults, they still sometimes are in the child realm as far as the way we see them. So what I can tell you is, in this court, I always require defense attorneys to speak to state, defense attorneys to speak with their client. You can see sometimes when people come to me, well, we're just getting a reset. Do we really need to bring that person out? And I'm like, yeah, we need to bring that person out because I want that person to know what's going on with their case. I want them to know that their attorney showed up and their attorney is actually here.
Yes.
So what I want you to do is, if you need to go get a drink of water, you can get a drink of water. Nothing is going to happen with your son's case while you're outside the courtroom.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So take a deep breath. If you need to walk around, and you can come back into the courtroom, okay?
Okay.
All right?
Thank you, Miss Moore.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, Mr. Harper, we'll wait for your mom to come back if something's going to happen with your case, okay? All right. Norma, do you know they just sent out holiday decorating tips for decorating at the courthouse? I see so many violations. They're saying that you should not have Christmas tree in the hallway. There are Christmas trees in the hallway.
And the DA put a big nice one.
They do. They say it should not be. And guess what? You know how people decorate and they create the Christmas snow with cotton?
Yeah.
They said you should only do that if that's fire resistant. Norma, I think this is from you. Do not hang decorations from the ceiling tiles.
They will not stop me from making it.
Well, I don't know who's placing decorations or lights on the handrail or banisters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Norma, do not put multiple extension cords together that overload an outlet. Who has? Yeah. And then they said, no burning candles.
Oh, that's real. Oh, yeah.
Do not use straw bales, or hay. Yeah. Do not use any type of natural vegetation in any facility for decorations. So no live trees. They're not talking about my orchids. I saw you. Oh, and they say tree decoration must also be fire resistant. Yeah, don't decorate. Yeah. Oh, they said they're going to be touring to make sure that y'all are not violating anything. Can they tour to make sure that the door is locked? No, they're not. Diana, could I have a lock to my office? Am I asking too much for that? Yes. It'll be fun if they come back and say all of these orchids gotta go. Yeah. I guess they could. But we'll just be, no. Hi. All right, we're gonna do Jimmy Miles probation. There's no application. Yes. Jimmy Miles, if you'll come down, please. Court is calling 2023 CR 1008, State of Texas versus Jimmy Von Miles. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins, Judge.
Defense?
Jonathan Ross of the bench, Your Honor.
All right, and are you Mr. Miles?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Miles, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We would, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mr. Miles, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of, oh, Richard, I'm sorry, could you move down that way? That's okay. All right, did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance? Penalty group 1, less than 1 gram. That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor. I believe him to be competent.
And do you believe he was sane at the time of the offense?
Yes.
Mr. Miles, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. You all need to whisper. Going to show you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to the plea, the state is asking that you be sentenced to 130 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
None so far. None at all, Your Honor.
All right. Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. I offer State's Exhibit 1 in the attachments.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, state, you may continue to confer.
Thank you, Judge.
Going to show you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We would, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just ask the court to follow the plea bargain with the state. That Mr. Miles has a blue warrant and he'd like to move forward with resolution of that.
All right, what's the cause number for the case that he's on parole for?
I don't know.
Well, you all need to know it if you want it to run concurrent. Do you not wish it to run
Just trying
concurrent?
to get this over with so I can go ahead, just do whatever parole wants me to do.
I believe the judgment should be satisfied, but the amount of time that you have to set it's on the.
Yeah, Judge, it was the intention of the state. I believe he has 134 days in the Berry County Jail. And so the intention here was to give him credit for any time that he served here on this case, and he was intended to be a JSAT judge.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so how often are you using drugs?
I mean, I use a lot, but
Do you have children?
no.
All right, that's probably a good thing. So what are your plans to change your life? Because otherwise, what's going to end up happening is you're going to be in and out of somebody's jail and you're not going to successfully complete parole. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So what are your plans?
Go back to West Texas and get back in the oil field.
Okay. And what's up with the dollar sign between?
Looks good, right?
Yeah. No,
I like it.
you like it? So what
Yes,
is, I mean, what does that mean?
Just money.
All right, you can't remember that without putting it on the forehead?
I don't know.
All right, and what's the chest tattoo?
It's a skull.
All right, so you plan on getting more tattoos?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so I see he's dressed in red. There's a reason for that. I mean, you know why you're dressed in
Yes,
red.
ma'am, I am. I know.
Okay, all right. That's not a good look.
I know it's not, but I felt it was right and it was right. So I just moved out of that.
All right, well, you're gonna have to change your ways, you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, court is gonna sentence you to 130 days in the Bexar County Jail. And the reason why I'm doing this is so that the case with parole can be taken care of quickly.
Thank you.
So 130 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. And I'll show that the judgment is satisfied.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Oh, that's okay. Caleb Crum.
On that, it's an off docket matter, just my client's not sure, but I think you were hoping for some clarification on what I was looking for as far as the expert goes.
Yes. So are you asking for him to be evaluated?
So Judge, I wasn't originally asking for a competency evaluation. What I was asking for is a mental health professional to better help me understand how the mental health diagnoses that he suffers from can cause him to interpret things around him and react to things around him, both from a perspective of how it would be in guilt innocence as far as his culpability goes, and then if he's found guilty, as far as what a proper punishment would be due to mitigation factors. However, what I was discussing with Norm on the phone earlier is I am obviously not a mental health professional. There are many times where I explain something to my client, he says he gets it, and then 3 weeks later, when we talk again, he no longer gets it. I think he's competent, but given the low burden, it might be worth taking a look at and just confirming that. I don't know if I'm necessarily pushing for it, but I don't want to disregard it because there have been times where I thought he understood something multiple times and then he doesn't later.
All right. Are you appointed?
I'm not, but she would previously review my motion. This is the one where his mom originally paid for my representation, but she had a stark change in what she was making.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. On this case, he's just asking for a competency evaluation.
Well, I was also asking for someone to potentially look at how that would reflect to,
All
I
right,
guess he's
so
not competent or sane, then that's
then
one
what
thing.
you need to bring to me is who you're seeking and what they're charging.
Okay, I can do that.
All right.
Sorry, I just haven't done many of these, so I'm on the appointment when we want.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, so we'll start with competency. I'll get you an updated motion with my proposed expert. Do you know how much the start fee is typically?
No, you'll have to see who your expert is and
Okay.
what they're asking for, and then I'll let you know if it's doable or not.
Sounds good.
All right,
Thanks,
thank
Judge.
you.
Appreciate it. And then in other cases, do I front that cost and the court pays me back, or does the court finance it ahead? Do you know?
Now, it's usually what ends up happening is it is sent to whoever you elected to do the evaluation, and then they're paid when the case is resolved.
Okay, perfect.
Sure.
I have one, I think, very quick update or off docket matter. You did an off docket approach with Chandler Bowen and I a couple weeks ago on that case where the person was going to pay back a significant amount of restitution.
Mhm.
There was apparently $3,000 in unpaid probation fees, I guess the monitoring fees, because they've been funneling everything to restitution up to this point.
Mhm.
Chandler doesn't care. He gave me permission to ex parte you and give his position.
Oh, yeah, pay probation.
Oh, I'll go get it printed out for you.
Sure.
Thanks, sir.
Norma, on this case, will you be able to forward it over for a competency eval, or do you want him to file a motion? All right. All right, Mr. Hobbs.
Yes, sir.
On Mr. Crum, you'll need to file a motion for competency eval.
I can do that, Judge.
All right.
I'll get them both filed. I'll try and get them done by the end of this week for you.
All right,
You
thank
want me to
you.
reapproach or just bring it by and have you sign it because you've already heard it?
Just bring it by.
Okay, will do. Thanks, sir.
Everyone, the court is recessing at noon, so whatever you have, you need to start working on it. Oh, I'm sorry, can you put that in the prompt file as well? And Lorraine, I believe your motions are at 11. Is that correct?
Sorry.
When are your motions? Are they at 11?
I think
Motions, pretrial motions.
we were at 9:30.
All right.
The juvenile.
All right. So here's the thing. These motions are happening in today, period. And if people are not ready and they're not having their motions, then guess what? We're not having motions. And this case is moving towards trial without motions being heard. That's where we are.
Judge, do you want the whole file or just the financials for Mr. Pettis?
Well, I mean, he needs to pay off what he owes.
Oh,
isn't
to
that-
probation as well? Sorry.
Yes.
I thought you were asking. for
Yeah, no.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Just to be clear, he doesn't have to pay just what's due at this time, not?
Yes,
Okay.
pay
perfect.
what's
All right,
due.
Thank you. I'll come back to you. Okay.
All right, thank you. No,
Was a, yeah.
no, I do not. Hello. And Lorraine, are you ready on Sherry Cooper?
Yeah, Sherry Cooper, I'm also on Renee Rodriguez.
Okay. All right, thank you. All right, Reginald Green. Yes, you wanted to approach him, miss?
Mr. Green isn't here this morning and we've tried to contact him, but we've been in contact with him for his misdemeanors, but have lost contact with him.
All right, so a bond forfeiture has been issued for him.
Okay.
All right, thank you for
Judge.
letting me know.
Sure. And if I can somehow get a hold of him.
The court will reconsider.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
And Norma, have you had any contact with Raymond Bell?
Just try calling his office when it's in the email right now.
All right, if he doesn't appear, Mr. Josiah Williams will need another attorney appointed.
On his way, Judge, that could be secretary. I need it. Yes. You need your defendant's signature, please. Oh, okay. And there's both of their signatures on the end. Evaluations case. Not yet. Okay. Guys, gonna be talking in the box.
Norma, it appears that a lot of people are going to be coming back this afternoon.
Texting them, but we let any know we're shutting down at 12.
All right, who's here on Renee Dela Cruz? All right, if you all come forward. All right, probation, there's no application. Court is calling 2023 CR 5732. Sorry, we're on the record. You all have to stop talking behind the court reporter. State of Texas versus Renee Dela Cruz. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Anita Collin on behalf of Mr. Dela Cruz.
And are you Mr. Dela Cruz?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Dela Cruz, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, ma'am, we are waiving the habitual offender enhancement and proceeding as a state jail judge.
Any objection? Any objection?
Judge.
Mr. Dela Cruz, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance? Penalty group 1. Of fentanyl. Did you less than 1 gram?
Yes,
Did
ma'am.
you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Dela Cruz, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 months in the state jail facility, and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Judge.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty, ma'am.
State any evidence
Your Honor, I offer State's Exhibit 1 and the attachments.
No objection.
showing you what's entitled wavering consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, I just ask that you respectfully follow the plea bargain that we've made with the state and give him credit for the time that he spent in custody.
All right, Mr. Dela Cruz, why do you keep using?
Well, like I was saying, Miss Anita Kill, probably I need rehab or something. I don't know. I've never tried that, ma'am. And I started willing to, but I was willing to go with the plea bargain.
Well, no, here's the thing. You can always do rehab on your own. You don't need any rehab to be court ordered. They have plenty of places now for people who have drug issues for free. So it appears to me that you just want to continue on the way your life is going. What I can tell you is you're listed as a habitual.
Yes, ma'am.
And normally for habitual state jail felonies, it becomes up to 20 years at the prison. So do you want to spend the rest of your life in prison?
No, ma'am.
Do you want somebody to find your body perhaps on the street from overdosing?
No, ma'am.
Fentanyl is what you had, and that's extremely dangerous.
Yes, it is, ma'am.
All right, if you would like, I'll ask that you be placed in the therapeutic community. Whether or not you receive placement in the community is completely up to them, not me, because I have no jurisdiction. But what I can tell you, if you don't ask for it, they're definitely not going to give it to you. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, would you like the therapeutic community?
That would be fine, ma'am.
All right, so I'm going to find you guilty, sentence you to 10 months in the state jail facility. You're credit for any time served, and I'll request the therapeutic community. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
May I ask a question, ma'am?
Sure.
Do I qualify for that 80-20, ma'am?
Now, here's what the thing you should be focusing on. You should be focusing on getting yourself better. Stop using drugs.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop picking up felony cases. Get your life together.
Yes, ma'am.
So instead of focusing on, let me get out as quickly as I can without any treatment. Yeah.
Well, I was on
And what I can
methadone,
tell
ma'am.
you,
I was
what
on
I-
methadone.
let me just tell you, methadone is a drug as well.
Okay.
And I've had clients who've been on methadone and they are in a haze. So replacing one drug for another drug is never a good idea.
Okay.
I'm not a medical doctor, so you have to speak to a doctor about that. And what I can tell you with regards to giving people credit, if you're just sitting over at the state jail facility, collecting your time and marking off days on the calendar, not doing anything, no, I will not give you credit for that.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. Yes. Yes. All right, thank you. And on the regular, you can put that in the system. as well. William Harper?
That we're ready.
Okay.
Just for the court's information, just we do not have an agreement. We're open to the court.
All right. Court is calling 2020 CR 2192, State of Texas versus William Eric Anthony Harper. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ally Jackson for the state.
Defense?
Judge Richard Garcia for the defense.
And are you Mr. Harper?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, could I have a stamp for that? Oh, that's, oh. That's good. All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Harper, I'm going to show you what's entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you the same William Eric Anthony Harper who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 2192 for the offense of theft from a person on October 5th, 2020 for a term of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor, we're proceeding on violation of condition number 2 that on or about the 27th day of August 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant, William Eric Anthony Harper, did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court officer or supervision officer and or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
It's true.
Your Honor, at this time, we're going to waive the remaining, all the violations of condition number 2.
All right, any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine?
Yes, sir.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2? I'm sorry?
Yes, sir.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true. Is there any proposed agreements?
No.
There's no agreement, Your Honor.
All right, state, what are you requesting?
The state is requesting revocation, Your Honor, and that he be sentenced to 18 months in a state jail facility.
All right, defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, being that the case expired a year ago, Mr. Harper has asked me to ask you to terminate his probation unsatisfactorily. He did complete the intensive outpatient program. He completed all the community service hours. He currently attends DeVry University, where he's got 3 months left for his I believe it's his engineering degree. During the time of this probation, he had a daughter, and he was busy working to support his daughter. He has had a job up to about a month ago with Tesla, and he says that he even brought Elon Musk to San Antonio. So for those reasons, we're asking that you terminate him unsat. Mr. Harper would also like to address the court on his behalf.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is William Harper.
All right, you're gonna need to keep your voice up so that the court reporter can hear.
So, Mr. Harper, tell Judge Boyd why you are asking her to terminate your probation unsatisfactorily.
I'm asking for you to terminate my probation unsat because of I've worked so hard these past 3 years to just become a better person. I've went to school. I have 3 months to complete my bachelor's in software development. I've held a 3.8 GPA. So if I knew, like, if I could talk to when I had committed the crime that I did, if I could talk to that person, I would tell him, if I was able to tell him that 30% of the world's billionaires are engineers, I never would have made that mistake.
Well, no. Here's the thing. You're not making mistakes. You're making choices. So what I want to know is why you choose to violate condition number 2. And this is not your first motion to revoke. You were here back in August for a violation. So I can tell you right now, I'm not inclined to terminate you unsat. So you need to explain to the court why you are not completing what I'm asking for you to complete while you're on probation. Because if you're not completing, you can do great things. You could say, oh, I'm on probation, and not report, not do anything, and just go live your life, not reporting, getting another job, providing for your family. You can do all of that, but you still have not done what's been asked of you by the court.
I didn't know how serious. I didn't know how, like, my actions. I didn't know that it could lead to this.
No, yes, you did. And let me just tell you how I know you did. Because you were here before on a violation of condition number 14. And I told you specifically what I just told you now. Do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 14? Do you understand by pleading true to violation condition number 14, I could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility? So this is the second time you're hearing this. And the other thing that I know, and I want you to internalize what I'm saying before you continue with your testimony. I tell everybody who comes through here, is there anything else you need from the court to be successful? I tell everybody that comes through here, if there's an issue with probation and you feel like probation isn't addressing it, let the court know and we'll address it. So do not start with, I didn't know about this, because I know you know, because I told you. All right?
Just wasn't developed. I wasn't the same. I wasn't the person that I am now. I'm an actual adult now. I understand now. I didn't understand then. I was a kid. I didn't my mind, I was a kid, but now I'm a completely different person. The things that I did then, I wouldn't even think about doing now. I would go to probation, I would go and I would do all that, not just because that I did it and this is what's happening. It's just now I realize that that's what I need to do and I would be able to get that done now. Or I just didn't know any better. In my mind, I didn't know.
And since we're just now doing this motion to revoke, that tells me nobody knew where you were.
And Your Honor, as far as that's concerned, I do have Mr. Harper's mother who would like to testify on his behalf as well.
Okay. Just 1 second before she calls up. Do you have any questions?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just have one, because, the big thing here is you stopped reporting, you stopped coming for your UAs. If you were tested today, would you be positive for anything?
No, man.
All right.
Okay, Ms. Ebony, you're going to speak loud into the microphone. So,
All right, can you raise your right hand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give? Raise your right hand.
Oh, sorry.
All right, that's okay. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
My name is Ebony Eldridge.
All right, make sure you speak up because the court reporter has to hear.
My name is Ebony Eldridge.
All right.
so Ms. Eldridge, you are William Harper's mother,
Yes, sir.
and you understand that we are here for what's called a motion to revoke probation. The probation department is asking that Mr. Harper, your son's probation, be revoked. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you also understand that his probation expired over a year ago.
I found that out today, sir.
Yes. And what is it that you would like to tell the judge about William so that she can make her determination as to what she's going to do, whether she's going to terminate him unsatisfactorily or sentence him? Can you address Judge Boyd?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. And thank you as well. I would like to say to the court, I'm a mother first, but I'm also a well-abiding citizen, first of all. My son has made some choices, because you can say mistakes when they're toddlers because they're learning. As being a late bloomer is what I like to call him, he's still learning. My son, I moved him here to San Antonio. I made the mistake of moving my son here to San Antonio, and I fought myself for that. Because before I moved my son here to San Antonio, my son was headed to the military. My son was in ROTC. My son was scholar in football, headed to college, went to Wayland, came back to San Antonio because of me. I made the mistake in telling my son not to go into the military. And to this day, he still wants to go to the military. And I made that mistake because I was scared. The only reason that I responded the way I responded to you today, sir, is because I'm scared for my son to go to prison. My brother was murdered in prison. So it sits different with me when we talk about prison, because my brother was murdered there. My son has made the mistakes that he has made. And I tell you right now that I'm not okay with the things that he has done. I'm not okay with the people that he chose to navigate and put himself with. I'm not okay with that. I'm not even saying dismiss it. I say start it over, make him complete it. Because in my house, we don't finish like that. We don't do it like that. We don't conduct ourselves like that. Because we're not those type of people. And that's not how you was raised. We was raised to do what we were supposed to do. We was raised to finish it out and to walk with our head up, because that's the way and that's how God wants us to be. You made the choice. You tied my hands. You tied my hands as your mother. But I'm here begging you, ma'am, to have mercy on my child like Jesus had mercy on us at the cross. I know he's messed up, and I know he's not the perfect kid. I know he's done some things, But I even said to you, ma'am, if you're the probation person, I'll make sure he's there. I'll make sure he does what he has to do. I get that he's an adult, and I experienced that firsthand, being told, I can't talk to you, ma'am, because that's an adult. I experienced it firsthand when I found out that my son had messed up on probation, and I'm calling the probation office. I'm saying, hey, I'm his mama. I'm on y'all side. What can I do to help you guys to make sure that he's doing what he's got to do? And they told me, there's nothing you can do because he's a grown man and we ain't got to talk to you. I hang up and I call back and I say, hey, listen to me, please. Before we even start the conversation, let me pray with you. Because we need God to lead the conversation. Because I need you to understand, I'm not against you, but I want my child to do right. And if it means I got to stand there with him, then I'm willing to do that. Because I don't want my son, I won't throw him away. He's a smart boy. He has things going for him. Do we need a little help? Yes, ma'am, he does. Am I asking the court to help my son? Yes, ma'am, I am. Am I going to do what he won't do? Yes, ma'am, I am. He needs help. He needs it. He wants to help. He wants it. And I tell you, if you give him a chance, you're gonna do right. Or I'll go upside your head myself. Because you're gonna do right. You have to do right. This right here is not it. My brother died in prison. And it pains me. It pains me. I'm tired, baby. You got a 2-year-old daughter. I can't even bring your daughter to see you. I won't bring my granddaughter to sit in a jail to have to see her father. You got a home. And that's where you're supposed to be, helping me raise your daughter. That's where you're supposed to be, her home. But we're here. We're here. We're here. But I won't leave you. I won't leave you. I won't leave you. I just can't leave him.
All right.
But I'll stand.
All right. Any more questions? Defense?
No, Your Honor.
State?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. All right. It's a shame you brought your mom down for here because of your actions. Probation, what are you requesting?
Your Honor, due to the case being further extended, expired, revocation or term on SAP.
Well, I can tell you all, I'm not going to terminate on SEP because he hasn't done anything. So there are two choices. And this is the court will do. Well, before I say that, has he done anything on probation?
He completed the IOP, the intensive outpatient program. He did the community service hours. And he's paid 500 and something.
Your Honor, Mr. Harper did complete intensive outpatient treatment. He completed 41 hours of his community service hours. The court waived 40 hours due to his COVID vaccine.
Mhm.
He paid $563 toward his assessed fees of $2,841. He was on the drug patch for the beginning of his probation, and they were coming out negative at first, and then there was a lapse there.
All right. Any final argument from either side?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
So
Oh, one thing, Your Honor, he
Yes.
does have two new cases which are gonna be not taken care of at this time. They're still pending indictment.
What are the two new cases?
There's a misdemeanor interference with an emergency telephone call and a felony as well, family choking. I'm sorry. A misdemeanor interference with telephone call and assault family choking.
All right, so what's the status as far as those? Are those good cases, not good cases?
They're only about a month old. I do know that the victim is uncooperative on them, and that's about all I know so far, Your Honor.
All right, so who's the complainant in that case?
His ex-girlfriend, I don't know her name off the top of my head.
What's her name?
Anquinetus Harvard.
I'm sorry, what?
Anquinetus Harvard.
How do you spell the first name?
That's ANQUIN.
Slow it down. A-N.
QUINEETIS.
And the last name?
HARVEIN.
All right. State, you're asking for 18 months. Defense, you're asking that the probation be terminated unset. I'm not going to terminate him unset. These are his choices. One, I can find him guilty, revoke him. I'll sentence him under 1244 to 1 year at the Bexar County Jail. Or two, I can find him guilty and I will place him on regular probation.
Please do regular probation, please.
Okay. All right, this is what the court is going to do. Court is finding violation of condition number 2 true. The court is going to find you guilty. What I'm going to do, state, is there a recommendation? Oh, this is a state jail felony. I'm going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 5 years. I'm going to want 300 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to want parenting classes. Once he's completed the parenting classes, 150 hours will be deemed satisfied. And then you are to get your degree or either some sort of trade certificate. And once that is done, the remaining of the community service will be deemed satisfied. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There'll be random regular UAs. There's to be no contact with Anquinetus. Is it Anquinetus? Anquinetus Harvard. Proof of employment within 30 days of release. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Probation, does he need another tap?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're going to do a TAP evaluation, and that's going to take place while you're in custody. And if TAP recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. If they recommend outpatient treatment, we're still going to start with intensive outpatient treatment. I'm going to want 90 sober meetings in 90 days. Field visits, 1 time per month for 3 months. And then thereafter, as probation deems necessary after the 3rd month. And I'm going to want an anger management class. Probation, is there anything else?
No, Your Honor, and I apologize. Will you give me the term again?
2 years, suspended and probated for 5 years.
And Judge, if I may, the only issue that or concern that I have is that he's got the two, the felony and the misdemeanor, and he hasn't made bond on those. And I'm not sure if they are able to make bond because they're family violence. He's not eligible for PR bonds, and so he may be incarcerated for a while.
Okay. All right, you'll have to take care of that with whomever your attorney is on that. Are you the attorney on those cases as well?
I believe so, Judge.
All right, so you'll have to take care of that with your attorney. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Just the drug classes, the anger management classes. any classes I can get. I just want to be a better person. And, this is a turning point in my life. I want to do better. So.
Okay. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is not a plea bargaining case. You do have a limited right to appeal. That right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you were on deferred adjudication. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, is there anything else from either side? We're going to go off the record.
No, Your Honor.
I'm going to say this again, and I've said it to you before, and I say it to everybody. If there's an issue with probation and you feel like they're not addressing it, you can always come to the court to ask. You understand?
Yes, sir. I mean, what do you mean by that? Like, come to the court? What do you mean?
Oh, your attorney will explain it to you. People have just walked in and said, hey, I'm having an issue with probation, and we'll address it. But do not come back to me for failure to report and not doing what you're supposed to do. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And the way you were over there crying with your mom, stop breaking your mom's heart.
I know, I'm so sorry.
All right, good luck to you.
Okay, this is for you. Also.
Alex Espinoza. Hi. Just 1 second. Who's on Alex Espinoza? All right, move quickly. We're recessing at 12.
There's actually a set of cases, Mr. Ramos, Roland Ramos.
Yes.
Supposed to come in today, but he is personally.
It's actually set on the 19th instead of today.
Yes,
But-
Judge.
Okay, so what are you all asking
We're
for?
just asking for a reason.
All right, and who are your clients?
That I have 3. I think they were in the stack.
Is it Santiago,
Yes.
Torres, and Espinoza?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. On these cases, can you give me a New Year date setting?
Yes.
January. Yes. Just one moment. All right, January 16th.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
May I be-
You need to tell your clients.
We will tell them, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right. That's not. And normally this is the one that they're resetting for January 16th.
Both three cases?
Yes. That's the 16th. All right, and this is the 16th. All right, who's here on Jose Barrera?
Oh, me, I am, yes.
All right, if you can have your client come up.
Okay. Other side, sorry.
All right, what's happening on this case?
Your Honor, this is our first setting. I did get an offer from Jason, but I would like to review some of the audio and video files that were provided for discovery, so we are asking for a reset.
All right, is there any outstanding discovery?
Not that I'm aware of at this time.
All right, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
on this case, Jose Barrera, can you put it in January for a plea deadline date?
Yes, ma'am.
That works.
All right, January 8th, once you sign the reset form, you are excused.
Thank you,
All right.
Your
All
Honor.
right, thank you.
Vincent Joseph Morris Hall.
Yes. Do you need it?
Yes, I have the paperwork.
Sorry. And can I see the parties on Fernandez? Hello.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
All right. It's always good to see you. You always brighten my day.
Oh, thank you, Judge.
All right. Court is calling 2023 CR 10201, State of Texas versus Damian Alexander. Probation. This is an application. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Allie Jackson for the state.
Defense.
Tony Menace, Mr. Fernandez.
And are you Mr. Fernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Fernandez, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented
Yes, Your Honor.
on both counts?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Fernandez, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishments and defendants waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand in count 1 and count 2, you're charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon? That's a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison in each count and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty, sentence you up to 20 years prison in each count and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
He is, Your Honor.
Mr. Fernandez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, state recommends deferred adjudication. There's to be no contact with Dylan Hughes, Dillon, and Francesca Mincy, Mincey. There's an affirmative finding of family violence in the BIPP course. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Showing you the waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
None, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the agreement. The state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 6 years and there be a TAP evaluation. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to count 1, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Count 2, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, no contest?
No contest.
Stating the evidence?
State offer states exhibit 1 with all attachments.
Any
No
objection?
objection, Your Honor.
And state, have you spoken with the complainants?
Both of them, yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Fernandez, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state would be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty in count 1 and count 2. Court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor. We'd like to go forward.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, my client has no prior criminal history. He had been supporting the family unit for quite some time until this incident. He's extremely remorseful about his conduct. He wish he could step back and start over again and rethink what he did that day. He is at this time working with the Attorney General to set up support obligations for the children. And he wants just to move forward at this time, Judge. And he indicates to me, I'm sure he's indicated to the court that he will be complying with any conditions the court would impose. And we're respectfully asking the court to follow the recommendation by the state's attorney and grant him 6 years deferred adjudication.
All right, you understand that Francesca Mincy doesn't want you anymore. That relationship is over. That's not,
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right, she doesn't want to be with you.
Yes, ma'am.
And guess what? When people end relationships with people, they can be in a relationship with whomever they want to be in with. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So if she wants to be in a relationship with somebody, it's her every right to do so and not have you interfere with that. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you want to be in a relationship with somebody, she shouldn't be interfering in that relationship as well. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
Chick-fil-A. Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
You better clarify that. You're not working there yet.
Oh, my
The
bad.
question was, are you employed?
No,
now?
no, I'm not.
So why not?
I have to go to an interview tomorrow.
Okay. My mom always said, whenever you get an interview, that means you have the job. So. All right, the court is going to sentence you to 6 years deferred adjudication. There's to be no contact with Dylan Hughes, Francesca Mincy, there's an affirmative finding of family violence, the BIP course. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular UAs. There's to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once those are completed, the community service hours will be deemed to be satisfied. I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month for 4 months. And then it will be at probation's discretion. If you're drug tested today, what will the results be?
I'll be clean.
All right. Have you had any drug issues?
No, ma'am.
All right. We'll do a TAP evaluation just so we'll have it on record, and that'll be out of custody. State, is there any concern with him having contact with the complainant?
Not in terms of parenting issues, Your Honor. She wants to work on a co-parenting relationship and to be in his children's lives.
Okay. And have you, Dylan Hughes, is there any chance of him having contact with Dylan Hughes?
No, he's a friend of the other victims, and other than that's the only time he's ever had contact with the defendant. He just does not want to have any contact with them.
All right. So does Mr. Fernandez need GPS?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Probation, is there anything else he needs? Oh, I'm so sorry. Proof of employment within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Anything else, probation? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful?
Judge, he does presently, as a condition of bond, have a full house arrest monitor except for employment purposes. Is that right?
It's full house. It's
Full house arrest.
All right, state, he's currently on GPS full house.
Yes, Your Honor, that was due to his previous violation of conditions when he went into a gun store.
All right. And so do we want him to remain on GPS or no?
We're fine with it being removed right now, Your Honor.
All right, we'll remove GPS. All right, anything else?
That's all, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and because there's an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record from here on out. Everything you do, you need to ask yourself 2 questions. Could this potentially result in me going to prison for 20 years? If the answer is yes, don't do it.
Yes,
If the answer is maybe, do not do it. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have an issue, speak with probation. If you feel like probation is not addressing that issue, then you can come to the court and we'll address it. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Have a seat.
Yes, have a good one.
Take care.
All right, everyone, we're taking our noon break. So everyone else, you'll need to be back at 1:30. Thank you.